Zel Boy Army, welcome to another spicy video on the channel. In this one, we are going to be talking about the number one thing. Yes, that's right, you heard it. The number one thing which is going to get you better results in Weekend League. I'm not talking about spending more money on the game, getting a better team. I'm not talking about mastering the bridge or anything like that. It is something much more important, and it is often overlooked: mindset and mentality. Mindset in FIFA 21, FIFA in general, but especially when it comes to Weekend League, is so important because Weekend League is a 30 game marathon. It is not a sprint. I've done lots of coaching over the years now in FIFA. I've probably coached near 500 people, and I've coached people who are not as talented as some other people have coached, but they get better results. They might be an Elite 3, Elite 2, even Elite 1 player sometimes, but probably at their best, not as good as a Gold 1 player, but they're consistent because they have a good mindset, a good mentality that helps them get the best results. This video, I'm going to discuss mindset and mentality, how you can improve yours, tips and advice that I'd give that are going to bring the best out of it for you. So let's get into it. Gonna just have a game playing in the background that you guys can watch. Some advice like that I think is going to be helpful. But yeah, mindset mentality. A lot of people underestimate it. They think the game is solely just exploiting mechanics, pay to win. And trust me, I hear you guys. I know it's frustrating that this game, having the better team makes a big difference. I wish that everyone could be on an even playing field. I wish the game wasn't at all pay to win. But like I say regularly in videos, I've done Road to Glories, hit 30 in O's. It is possible. And having a good mindset is the best start you can have to this. There's a few things you can do to it. So one of the things that I say is that Weekend League is a marathon, not a sprint. And by that I mean that Weekend League is not something where you're going to, if you play amazing for one game, but then start to lose focus, lose concentration, you're not going to be able to keep it up. Lots of people don't get the results that their talent deserves, not because they're not good players, but more so because they just can't stay consistent over a Weekend League. All my videos are about trying to help you guys improve at FIFA. And the number one skill you can have on FIFA is being consistent. And mindset and mentality are probably the most key part of being consistent. If you can have a good mentality, you will do really well on this game. One of the best ways to start is by spreading your games out. I know so many people who, when I talk to them, they rush the games, they play way too many on a Friday, or they play, I'm not sure what that finish was by Lozano there, or they save all the games and play like 20, 25, even 30 in a row. This is not going to help you achieve the best results. Spreading your games out so when you're playing you can be fully focused is going to allow your mind to be at its peak. You're not going to be able to perform at your absolute best for 30 games, which is like 7, 8, maybe more hours straight. Even when you're playing, maybe spread it out. The way I tend to spread my games out when possible is 7 on a Friday, 8 on a Saturday, and then the last 15 on a Sunday. And even then, it can be nice to take breaks in between your games. Try and make sure that if you've just had a really sweaty game or you've just taken a loss, that at the very least you take a few minute break. I get it's not the same for everyone. I wish that Weekend League had an extra day because for me, when it's my job, even I sometimes with a wife, full time doing FIFA and content, struggle to get 30 games in. So I appreciate when it's not your job, you've got other life commitments, family, you might have kids. It's not always easy to fit Weekend League in, and I wish they'd extend it, but as much as possible, try to take a break because at the end of the day, this game's supposed to be fun, and if you're forcing yourself to rush games through, you're not going to get the best results, and it's going to end up frustrating you and ruining your mindset and mentality. And we're going to keep coming back to those keywords because I really do believe they're vital on this game. This is a very simple one, and it's often overlooked, but staying hydrated. You would be amazed at the amount of people when I speak to them and ask them and say, do you make sure you keep drinking when you're playing FIFA? That they would say no, they'd forget about it. Having a drink of water, you don't have to be water, but water's obviously great. Keeps the brain fresh, keeps the mind strong, allows you to stay focused for longer. I used to forget sometimes to do it, and I would notice I would start to get a headache and not playing as well. It was just because I'd not kept the fluid levels high. Doing things that work for you. And by this, I mean getting yourself comfortable. So if you're playing 30 games every week in League, you're probably a pretty hardcore player. I would invest in a decent chair. I'm not saying you have to spend thousands on a chair, but get a decent chair that's not going to hurt your back. It's going to feel comfortable. It's going to help you feel more at comfort when you're playing. Do you find listening to music helps you? Do you find listening to music distracts you? Find these type of things that work for you. Do you find being in a call with friends chills you out, calms you down? Or do you find that you just end up ranting to them, getting more annoyed and angry at the game and you play worse? Different things work for different people. There isn't just a one-size-fits-all when it comes to what works best for you in your mind. Figure it out. Test different stuff out. Maybe it won't be the best at start, but over time, once you get more comfortable with what works for you when playing, you'll be a better player. And more importantly, you're going to have fun as well. My videos are all about helping you guys improve, like I say. But if you're having fun on this game, you're probably going to be playing better anyway. Because I know for sure, when the game's starting to frustrate me, I get more frustrated and pissed off at the game and angry. I start to play worse and I don't get my best results. So having fun, being comfortable, finding a setup that works for you is absolutely vital. Like I say, just remember it's a game for fun. For me, it is my full-time job. For you guys, probably 99.999% of you watching this video, it is a video game. And I do not mean that to be patronising. There's nothing wrong with taking it seriously, trying to get your best results and improve. That's fantastic, and I'm the same. I've played other video games like League of Legends where I've spent dozens of hours watching YouTube videos to improve, reading all sorts of guides, and I was never doing it for a job. I just wanted to get good results. Having that as an attitude is a good one, but don't let it overshadow you so much that the game becomes a chore, feels like a job when you've already got a full-time job, and it ends up ruining the fun for you. Mindset and mentality, keeping positive, enjoying the game is key. If you start to not like the game and get frustrated, you are not going to achieve the same results. So that's key that you remember it's a game and it's for fun. Having a game plan and knowing when to adapt. So a key part of the mentality side is adapting. If you just have one mindset of just attack, 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 or counter attack, or just keep the ball, and it is not working and you don't change, you are not going to be getting the most efficient results. Being able to adapt on the go, seeing what your opponent's doing, and adapting to it is absolutely key. One of the things that I always preach in my tactics is having a game plan to start the game out. A game plan, if it's a tight game or you're losing by a goal, you need to get back. A game plan for seeing a game out, and a game plan where you have to go all out attack to try and get back into the game. So many people, it's amazing, only have one plan, and the mindset basically goes to the point that was nearly a crazy goal by that guy. The mindset basically goes to the place of, if I'm losing and it's not working, I've lost. That is not a good positive mindset. And I'm not trying to say all this cheesy stuff like, that's not what I'm ever going to be like. But if you just have this attitude of, I'll do this one thing and it doesn't work, the game's already over, you are going to lose so many games that is just going to be negative, and you're just going to get more and more frustrated, and it's not helpful. Having a positive mindset, knowing when to adapt, when to switch your tactics. I talk about this in all my tactics videos and say exactly when to change tactics. I give you a game plan and a way of thinking about that. But being positive and knowing exactly what you're going to do at every point of the game is going to bring the best out of you. Adapting can also be things like, be focused on what the opponent's doing. Does the bridge always beat them? Does a certain trick work against them? Are they letting you do through balls all the time? Are they just trying to spam through balls or the same trick? Don't just play the exact same. You need to play the opponent. You want to have a way of your playing, and I don't think you should ever have a mindset of, I just need to panic and completely adapt my game based on what the opposition's doing. But you should have a consistent way of playing. One of the mentalities that I have is that I'll start the game off a bit less risky, kind of feel the game out, and I'll make sure that I play safe, solid passes. Not time wasting, not ruining the game like that. I want to have fun. I think the 4-2-3-1 is the best formation in the game for possession and controlling the game. I'm going to do a video on that formation tonight, but for me, it's not my favourite formation to choose. I don't find it fun, and it's not the way I want to play FIFA, and when I play it, I get bored, and that affects my mindset and mentality. You need to do things that keep you entertained, keep you fun, make you more consistent, because at the end of the day, All these are going to make you a better player. I'm sure you guys from watching this video can see how mindset and mentality can be such a big thing. If you start to feel negative and get frustrated, go on a losing streak, stop playing. Because even if you've got to rush your games, unless it is like on a Sunday evening, you've got no overtime left to play, I would say take a break. Because if you're on a losing streak, there's no point in rushing your games and just trying to get through it. Because a lot of time you're just going to get worse results and get more frustrated. I've spoke to people who've done coaching who've been like 10-1, and then they've ended up like 11-8 a few hours later because they lost a game that they probably shouldn't have lost. They got frustrated and they just started performing worse. When things start to go against you on this game, it's absolutely vital that you try to keep a good mindset. If you keep doing the right things and being consistent, getting the fundamentals down, I can promise you over time your results will get better. I lose games as well. I've lost about 50 games on my main account this year, and most of those are from a bug where if you quit a game in a friendly, it gives you a loss, which I don't know why, because they're not supposed to. And you have to remember that a lot of friendlies I play I just quit out of. Anyway, I've probably only got like 25 to 30 actual losses on my account this year. Like, I've got a great record, but I still lose games, and it frustrates me. But sometimes you will lose games where it feels like, I don't know what I could have done different there. There will be always something you could do different. If you played your absolute best, like didn't make a mistake, you would win every game. But there are games where you will play better than your opponent and you will get screwed over by the randomness on this game. And obviously the lower rank you are, the more likely that is to happen. But it is absolutely vital that you don't let that ruin your mindset. You don't let that ruin the good things you're doing. Sometimes you just have to accept you got unlucky on the game. That's football. That's FIFA, unfortunately. That's the game we deal with. But using the tips I've given you, getting a good, consistent, positive mindset and mentality is going to change your game. It's going to help you get better results, and you're going to enjoy the game a lot more. If I can do anything on this channel, it will be to help you guys enjoy the game more and get better at the game. That is my number one aim. Guys, hope you've enjoyed this video. Got lots more content coming tonight. Got a 4-2-3-1 guide that's all about controlling games for people who like that style of FIFA. We'll be reviewing the new Future Stars team. We might be getting icon swaps. Get involved, subscribe, turn that notification bell on. Love you guys, appreciate you all. Hope you're enjoying the content.